Well, hey there everyone, Aaron here with Gideon's Tactical. Welcome to a reboot review of the SOG Mini Aegis. If you've been following the channel for a long time, you know that way back in the day I did a tabletop review on the Mini Aegis, and now in 2014 I have picked this blade up again. I actually had it for a while, traded it to get the Spyderco Delica 4, and after a while I've really wanted to get my hands on this blade again, so I picked it up at a great price, and it is now in my permanent collection over here at Gideon's Tactical. So I wanted to give you guys a reboot review of the SOG Mini Aegis. So let's go ahead, begin to get out there, do some field testing with this awesome little EDC blade. Alright, well, let's talk about the 3-inch blade that you get on the Mini Aegis by SOG. It is a full flat ground, which you gotta love. I love that full flat ground. Leaf-shaped design blade made out of AUS 8 steel, Rockwell hardness 57 to 58. Great amount of belly. I love the belly on this thing, and it's a really nice thin blade. You can see how thin it is. Much less than an 1/8 of an inch thick. I mean, very, very thin. So it's going to do a lot of just the geometry of the blade itself is just going to make it a really good slicer. I really like it. The AUS 8 on this particular blade and what SOG does with their cryo heat treatment and then freezing really holds an edge for a good amount of time. It's not VG10, it's not 154 cm, but it's better than a lot of other just budget AUS 8s out there. It's better than Rat's AUS 8 in my opinion, and it's definitely better in my opinion at holding an edge than Kershaw's 8CR13 MOV or Spyderco's 8CR13 MOV. So I like it. It's a good budget steel, one of the best on the market. The other thing is the tip. You got to look at the tip here, and you can see how fine and delicate that tip is on the Aegis. You don't want to be, using this as a screwdriver, but it's going to be great for little, getting really fine detailed shaving and, getting into maybe getting a splinter out or something. So it is thin. Just don't be stupid with that tip, but I like it a lot, particularly for EDC tasks. Let's go ahead and see what it'll do against some cardboard here. I've used this on a lot of cardboard already, and I just got to say, I love using it. I have yet to resharpen it. I've gone through tons of boxes, EDC'd it with tons of other stuff, and I just really like the blade geometry. It's cutting real nice and smooth. A lot of that is just the thinness of the blade, and then obviously the AUS 8's holding a good edge up against all the other tasks I've had it do. So for a 3-inch blade, great for EDC tasks, great for a lot of cardboard cutting tasks that you may have. Very, very good blade design and cardboard slicer, the SOG Mini Aegis. Alright, let's see how this Mini Aegis goes through heavy-duty nylon cord. Whoa! Because of how thin that blade is, that was ridiculous. I was not expecting that. Boom. Right through this heavy-duty nylon rope. So you're going to definitely be able to do that type of stuff, while you're EDCing your Aegis, Mini Aegis. It's just, wow. That was very unexpected. Great slicer. It's because of the belly. It's because of the belly and the super thin blade. It just makes it a champ at slicing through that nylon cord and rope. Awesome, awesome. Very unexpected with the Mini Aegis. Nice. This Mini Aegis is a great little EDC blade for wood. You can see there how well and fine I can get those shavings. Very easy, that full flat grind and how thin the blade is. It just slices right through wood. So this, if you're looking for a really lightweight, hiking or camp knife, or something like that for EDCing around a camping trip or a hiking trip, I think that your Mini Aegis would definitely be a great one for processing wood. And with the stainless steel, if it's kind of wet or moist, it's like that today. It's snowed recently, so I got snow around me. That AUS 8, will be able to kind of, be a little bit more impervious than, say, some other steels, if you're doing a lot of just wet work, with your wood. All right, let's go ahead and look at the lock and deployment on the Mini Aegis here. What we got is an open assisted blade with thumb studs on either side, which make it totally ambidextrous. They are nice, easy to grip, and far away from the handle. So really nice and easy to engage those thumb studs. And then you got your open assist. Boom. Whips open real quick, just as fast as any Kershaw. Speed safe, open assist. Just very, very fast with the mini Aegis. Then you have your rolling piston lock is what they call it. They call it a piston lock. It's this little lever right here, so you just move it back, and you can close this model one-handed. The full-size Aegis, you have to use two hands, but this one, it's easy enough to do that I can easily open and close that blade. So there is a little bit of blade play left and right, just a tad. A little bit less than most of the other SOGs on the market, actually. A lot less than, say, a Flash Model 2. But, you know, whips open real quick. Then, again, you just roll that lock back. And it definitely is not going to, you know, collapse down on you. It's really nice, solid. I really like that lockup. I don't know if you guys can see that in there. Probably not. But the little piston bar moves out of the way. Then you can disengage the blade. And then you got your safety right here. Red is dead. And then you know that you can open it up. And it'll open every time. And then you can lock it closed if you want with your... You just kind of got to use your fingernail, kick it up. And then it will not deploy the blade. So that's nice if you're putting it in your pocket, you know, or something like that, or you have kids around and you're a little worried about it deploying. You don't want your kids to get into your pocket knives, that you can lock it into place, and then again, you just snap it down. Boom, whips open, good to go. So the lockup is very good for an EDC blade, you know, a 3-inch blade, superb. I really like it, very solid, strong, and I like that piston lock. It's a little bit different than a liner lock or a lock back design, and I tend to like it, particularly on this model and the full-size model, and I do like the fact that I can close it one-handed with the mini Aegis. All right, let's take a look at the handle here on the mini Aegis by SOG. It is a GRN, or glass reinforced nylon handle. Blacked out, obviously. You get a little bit of traction inlays right here. They're just SOG, the word SOG typed over and over again. So it's a little bit of traction there. You get a little traction on either side, you know, just along the handle itself there. And it weighs 2 ounces. That's what's so awesome about this little pocket knife. It's an open assisted blade at 2 ounces is just ridiculously lightweight. So you open it up, then I wear large size gloves. You can see how well that fits in my hand. My pinky's not wanting to come off. I'm very, very locked into place, which is great. Again, that jimping on the handle is alright, and then the jimping on the blade itself is awesome. Very, very good jimping in there. Then they give you some jimping along this deep finger groove right here, so you are totally locked into place. Really nice palm swell right here where my fingers are. Not too fat, but not too thin either, so it's just a perfect ergonomic size for me wearing large size gloves. I mean, just awesome. No steel liners in there. That's how you get the 2 ounces of weight. So it's just the glass reinforced nylon on either side. You know, this isn't a tactical blade. I think it's plenty strong for EDC tasks, you know, but I mean, if you were to run over it with your car, you might crack and break that, you know, handle. But for all EDC use, it's going to be fantastic. And it, again, 2 ounces for a 3-inch blade. Awesome. I think the traction is there if you did have to use this in a life and death situation, God forbid. I don't like that blade length. You know, I think it's a little too small for me. You know, 3 inches. I like to have 3.5 if I'm thinking about a tactical blade. But the traction on the handle is absolutely there for a life and death situation. They do give you some jimping back here as well by my pinky. If you were doing it in a reverse grip as well, feels good. Either way you hold the mini Aegis, it's just awesome. Feels great in your hand. Great, well, extremely ergonomic handle on the mini Aegis. So here's the deep ride pocket clip on the mini Aegis. You can see just how awesomely deep that rides. I love SOG's pocket clips. SOG stamped in there. You can easily pull the knife out, whip it open, use it, close it one-handed, stick it back into place. Real nice, super deep ride, but it's very easy for me to grab the pocket knife and pull it back out and then put it back in. So that's really nice, super awesome loop over design, tip up only. You gotta love that. And it is ambidextrous. You can just unscrew it, slide the pocket clip out, flip it over to lefties if you want to do that, and that works perfectly with the thumb studs as well. The thumb studs are perfect for left or right handers, so this is totally ambidextrous blade for you lefties out there. So awesome, awesome ride. Love the pocket clip. Nice and strong. Doesn't super tear up your pocket either. You know, it'll do a little bit, but you know, much less than say a Cold Steel, you know, or some other really heavy duty G10 type of pocket knife. The mini Aegis pocket clip is awesome. All right, everyone, so as we wrap up the review on the SOG Mini Aegis, just want to bring in a couple competitive options here for us to check out. Right below it, we have the Cold Steel Mini Recon 1 in clip point design. You can get lots of different options with that. That is almost the exact same price as the tie-dye coated Mini Aegis that you see before you. They're right around 40 to 45 bucks, just depending on who, what, when, where, why. I usually purchase them from eBay or Amazon. But this basically, the Recon is everything that this is not for this size of 3 inches. Both have 3-inch blades. They're both made out of AUS 8, so they're going to hold their edge about the same. This one's going to have a hollow grind, though, whereas this one has the full flat grind. This one has a much thicker tip and just a thicker, wider blade. So the Mini Aegis will slice a little bit better, particularly, you know, cardboard and that type of stuff. But the Recon 1 will be a lot tougher and thicker with its blade. You don't have to worry about the tip at all. The handle is heavier, even better ergonomically, a lot more traction, and the lockup is insane with that lock back triad design. You can baton with this little guy if you had to. So, you know, same price point for these two up here, very similar in size, but the Recon's going to be a lot thicker, a lot heavier, and a lot more hard use, whereas the Mini Aegis, I think, is great for EDC, but I wouldn't be taking that out in really hard use situations, you know. And then you have the cheapest one down here. We got the Rat Model 2. Now, this AUS 8 is a little bit lower grade than these two over here. Granted, this one's about $27, whereas these ones are, you know, 45-ish, so almost double the price when you're looking at the Rat Model 2 versus those two up above. But similar, you know, in the full flat ground of the Mini Aegis, and same blade design, you know, with the belly and slicing capability. And then finally down here, the most expensive and highest quality, the VG10 Spyderco Delica 4. That one's going to run you, you know, 55 bucks. But out of all 4 that you see here in front of you, I would say that the Spyderco and the Mini Aegis are my favorite for EDC. Day in, day out, going to my office, going to the job, you know, those type of things. The Rat and the Recon, you know, are much more kind of hard use, hiking, or, you know, just going to do a lot of, you know, work around the house that day, you know, or something like that. That's kind of where I use those two, whereas for these two are, you know, genuine EDC, and they slice the best. These are the best slicers I own. I mean, they're just fantastic at slicing and cutting because of how thin the blades are. The blades are both real thin, and just their designs really lend to be great for EDC. Obviously, different options, you know, open assist, not open assist. The VG10 will hold its edge longer than the AUS 8. So, you know, pros and cons there, just kind of depending on pick your flavor. But for $10 more, you know, you got your Spyderco with its nice VG10 steel. So just want to kind of show some of these blades to you as competitive options, and great. But I got to say, guys, the not the Spyderco, but the SOG Mini Aegis is an awesome EDC blade. I love it. You know, I got rid of one, bought another one. I bought one back basically and put it back in the collection because I love it so much, and it's just such a great blade to own, particularly for EDC tasks. You can't really beat it. It's a fantastic little open assist, lightweight, extremely lightweight blade. So I would highly recommend the SOG Mini Aegis. Pick one up if you've been thinking about it. Do it. You won't regret it. Thanks everybody for watching. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.